Show 3, Chris Dugdale, Magic, in the Assembly ballrooms. First of all, the venue, very aggressive. This is the problem with Edinburgh, people showing you into the seats they want you to be in. There were 3 rows there. They insisted on filling it, very aggressively, not allowing anybody to go in the 4th row. Why? Because the performer wants it that way. So this happens quite frequently, but these guys were ultra aggressive. And then basically, because it's not a lot of audience participation, a lot of people spent a lot of time jumping around rather than being sandwiched in. They were all sandwiched in next to each other, arm to arm, knee to knee, on a venue where you could have spread out quite happily and it not been any disaster. I mean, COVID was only a couple of years ago, but they literally would not allow you on the 4th row when all 3 rows were full. So I had to write something on a piece of paper and put it in stage, and then retired to the 4th row. A couple of other people did that, and the rest of them, every time they were asked down, a huge kerfuffle while everybody shifted around. Really pathetic. This is assembly rooms. Your venue is a big factor. How they treat you is a big factor. That's looking at 0 out of 10, and we haven't even got to the show yet. They were late, 10 minutes late. Inexcusable, really. No excuse given. And the seating thing is absolute nonsense. So I almost said to them, if I want to sit on the 4th row, are you going to throw me out? And I think they would have said, we're going to throw you out. I mean, that's how punchy they were. So there's assembly rooms on George Street right here. Very naughty. Behaviour needs to improve. It won't. This is a show where it's a magic show, fairly sort of standard magic show. A lot of card tricks, coin tricks you may have seen before if you've seen some magic before. But there's supposed to be an overarching sort of thread, like Darren Brown was famous for the do of opportunity and reaching your potential. That doesn't work. It's thinly covered, and it's just lip service really, and the ideas don't really work. They're a way of leveraging or tying tricks together, but even the tying together doesn't really work because the narrative doesn't really make any sense. The card handling is a bit clunky when it's on camera, and the presentation is a little bit bland, I suppose. There's not a lot of comedy. He's a likeable fellow, and if you've never seen a magic show before, you know, it's fine, I suppose. But he's done 11 of these. Apparently the show is called 11, and I didn't really get how the narrative of achieving your potential worked. So it was welcomed by the audience, no modest applause at the end, nobody really blown away by it. I would suggest, this was a preview and there were a couple of teething difficulties which were fun, no problem with that at all. But I would suggest miking up the audience members. We couldn't really hear a word that they said. And I don't know if they're intended to correct that on the other shows. I would guess not, unless they have noticed that it's a problem, which it is. So, fairly standard hour, no real thrills to it. I think there'll be more engaging magic that does hopefully inspire, that is more available elsewhere in the Fringe. So not really for me, that one. Some of the things, I think even if you hadn't seen magic before, I think they were signalled as to how they might work, and without a narrative that makes you not care about how anything works, and makes you care about the personal journey, then there wasn't really enough to hold a show together that claims what it does on the poster, which is achieving all your potential. So I don't know, not for me this time, but needs quite a bit of work really. Maybe a good director, or just a firmer bit of script writing to really tie the story together. That's my take. You may like it. Seems like a nice fella, hugely experienced, and if he's done 11 shows, he must be. Pity about the venue at the Assembly, far too aggressive. That's not his fault, apart from the fact that they're working for him. But that's Chris Dugdale, Magic, at the Ballroom. in the assembly rooms on George Street if you feel like it.